Dan, tell me about the capacity of a person's ability to learn and be productive for executives who struggle with knowing where their own line is between their personal expertise and letting others with more knowledge take the lead in certain situations. What needs to go into place to give executives that perspective?
Nobody knows everything. And nobody will ever know everything they need to know. You know, one of my former bosses told me that his secret to success was he always hired people who were smarter than he was.
Mm.
Okay. You're going to have to rely on others within your company who have the specialized expertise, whether it's in technologies or in marketing programs or in manufacturing programs. No one executive, no CEO can know everything they need to know about the company's operations, the company's business, its markets, and so on. It takes a certain amount of humility. Okay. But the other point is that when you involve people in making plans and making decisions, when those plans are finalized, they become our plans rather than his plans or her plans. Okay. And you get a much greater level of commitment when people feel they have a voice and that they're being listened to, even if you don't do exactly what they wanted. Okay. Some years ago, in doing research for one of my books, I had the opportunity to visit Caterpillar in Peoria, Illinois. And one of the people I met with was a guy named Jim Despain, who had 6 months earlier become the head of the track-type tractor business unit, 3,000 employees. And he'd been in that unit for 30 years before he became its vice president and general manager. I asked him how it was going. He said, it's going really well. And I said, any surprise? I said, what was your major theme when you took over the job? He said, I reorganized the division. He says, we'd always been a very steep, rigid hierarchy. He says, I reformed the division into 6 self-managed teams, all reporting into me and a small central staff. And I said, well, that's interesting. You know, what's been the hardest part of it? And he said, it's when they come to me with an idea or a project that I just know won't work. You know, either because I tried it at some point in my career and I couldn't make it work, or because I just knew in my gut that this was never going to work in this division. I said, what happened? He says, more than 2/3 of the time, the things I knew wouldn't work, they made work. He says they were very pleasant surprises.
So he was able to go beyond his own knowledge in that situation. And again, that goes back to what we discussed earlier, the humility it takes sometimes to be an executive, to be able to reach out and let people do what they know they can do.
Right. And you never know where the next good idea is going to come from.